The Smith-Morra Gambit. An opening so annoying that many Sicilian players would rather not accept the gambit like in the game I am about to show you today. And in today's game, I unleashed it against a 2,100 rated opponent, a player who probably expected a normal chess game. Unfortunately for him, that possibility disappeared on move 3. The game began with e4. My opponent responded with c5, the Sicilian defense. A clear statement of intent. I want to fight. And honestly, that's exactly what I was hoping for. So I immediately played d4, offering a central pawn, not because I enjoy losing material. The idea is to give black a pawn, and in return, I get development, open lines, attacking chance, and occasionally the opportunity to make my opponent question why they ever started playing chess. Black captured, and now came c3. The move that separates people who know the Smith-Morra from people who are about to learn the Smith-Morra. Now, normally, black accepts the challenge. They capture on c3. We develop rapidly. Everybody pretends everything is under control. And then tactics start appearing from absolutely nowhere. But my opponent had other ideas. Instead of accepting the gambit, they developed a knight. And that's when I realized something. This wasn't going to be a theoretical battle. I immediately kicked my opponent's knight, and after capturing back in the center, we reached the all-up-in variation of the Smith-Morra Gambit. And already, I had exactly what I wanted. 2 pawns planted firmly in the center. Space, control, and a position that practically screams, let's attack. Now going back for a moment, if black had accepted the gambit earlier by capturing on c3, recapturing with the knight leads to the main line of the Smith-Morra. A variation filled with sharp positions, tactical tricks, and enough traps to ruin somebody's evening. But my opponent chose a different path. They played g6, preparing to fianchetto the bishop and build a solid position. I offered a trade in the center, and surprisingly, the best move for black was actually to accept it. The funny part? Doing so means moving the same knight again, and again, and again. One of the most famous opening principles is not to move the same piece multiple times in the opening unless you absolutely have to. My opponent had already violated that rule 3 times. And in return, I got something beautiful. A massive pawn chain stretching across the center. And if you've played enough chess, you know what that means. The pawns point one way. The attack usually follows. Black continued with e6. Then, developed the bishop. And now it's my turn, but I mouse-slipped again, as usual. Black striked my e-pawn, and I supported the pawn with my bishop, and then black castles. And then I played h4. Then black captured in the center. And that was my signal. I stopped caring about material. I stopped caring about positional chess. I saw one thing, the pawn on h7. And suddenly my bishop started looking very expendable. Bishop takes h7 check. A full bishop sacrifice, a combination of the Greek gift sacrifice and fishing pole trap. So I thought, and I was confident it would work. I genuinely believed I had found the perfect attacking combination. As far as I could see, there was no way black could survive. So when my opponent accepted the sacrifice, I was thrilled. Knight to g5 check. The attack begins. But before I show you what happened in the game, there's something important you need to see. Because my attack wasn't actually winning. I just didn't know it yet. After knight to g5 check, black can calmly step to g8. Then after queen to h5, the position looks terrifying. Mate on h7 is hanging over black's head. If black captures the knight, I recapture with the pawn, opening the rook and creating a devastating attack. If black tries bishop to e4 to defend h7, I can eliminate the bishop, and white still keeps the initiative. And if black gets greedy and captures my bishop on f4, knight back to g4 appears, and the checkmating attack is unstoppable. Everything looks fantastic for white. There's just one problem. One move. One defensive resource. And I completely missed it. Instead of defending h7 immediately, black can first throw in a check with the bishop. Only then does the bishop moves to d6. Suddenly h7 is protected. The attack disappears. The threats vanish. And reality hits hard. I'm simply down a piece. No attack. No compensation. No brilliant combination. Just a very expensive bishop sacrifice. Fortunately for me, my opponent never found the defense. Instead, they captured my knight, and now the attack was real. I recaptured with the pawn. Check. The h-file exploded open. The king was forced to g8, and then came queen to h5. Now the position was beyond saving. The threats were everywhere. Black desperately tried to create an escape square with f6. A reasonable attempt. The problem? I wasn't finished. I played g6, taking away the only escape square from the king. My opponent resigned immediately, because checkmate was unstoppable. The king had nowhere to run. The attack had finally broken through. And somehow, the entire combination only existed because I accidentally moved my king to f1. The Smith-Morra gambit strikes again.